Hey boys and girls, Old Man's Adventures here, and today I'm going to take you on the first trail ride of the Gravity Bullseye Monster fat tire bike from bikeisland.com. And now Bike Island on their website says that none of their bikes are perfect. However, this one was listed on eBay. It was listed as brand new. I emailed them before I bought it and asked, and the guy said, yes, this bike is brand new in the box, never opened, full warranty, all that. So anyway, so much for their slogan that nothing's perfect from them. But anyway, he said they would stand good for all the warranty issues on it, if there were any. And so I did a build on it the other day, did a video on that. Today's going to be the first trail ride. I wanted to show you some of the just basic go around. The pedals that came with it were awful. I mean, just terrible. So the first thing I did was I didn't even try to install them. I installed these, I think they're called Diversified Products or something like that. I got them at the local bike shop. They're plastic pedals, but they're decent flat pedals. Let's look at the bars. Oh, the seat was a disappointment because in the specs for this bike, it called for that seat to be a WTB, and it is not. It's a generic Chinese or Taiwanese seat. It's a good seat, don't get me wrong, but it's not what was advertised. All the headset is VP. The bottom bracket is sealed cartridge or cartridge VP, and everything is listed as VP. Now I don't know what VP is. The brakes are Tektro Aries. I guess you can see it there. Tektro Aries, front and rear, 160 millimeters on both rotors. The drivetrain up front, shifters. Oh, the Tektro brake levers as well. The shifters are both SRAM, as you can see there. They're both SRAM X4, I think. The front derailleur is a Shimano Levio, and it's a 2x. Rear is SRAM X4, and with a 11 to 34 tooth, I think. Yeah, 34. 11 to 34 tooth. The hubs are supposed to be Gravity, although they are not branded Gravity. They don't have any markings on them at all. The stem, I don't like the stem. I'll tell you that right now. It's very long. I don't know why and it's a 2-bolt. It's a 2-bolt stem, which I'm not crazy about. I prefer a 4-bolt. I'd prefer a little shorter, maybe a little more rise. I'm not sure yet. The grips, I have no idea what brand they are. They're slip-on grips. They are on there good and tight. They are not going anywhere. The bar end plugs are the same brand as the grips. Once again, not exactly sure what brand they are. Looks like WT. I see a W and a T on there, or a T and a W. I don't know. But anyway, the one other thing I noticed is the holes in the rims appear to have been drilled after the rims were painted, which I thought was odd because every other bike I've had that had holes in the rims, the edges of the holes were the same color as the rim. Here they're bare aluminum, and I'm guessing that's because the holes were drilled after the rims were painted. So that might have been an afterthought. This bike has got all kinds of mounting points. You got mounting points down here. You got mounting points up here for a rack. You got bottle cage here, bottle cage here. You got all kinds of mounting points on the fork on both sides. So it's ready to set up to do whatever you'd want to do on the trail. Today I'm out here at Freeman Lake. You can look around a little bit. That's the Lincoln Heritage House that was built by Abraham Lincoln's father. Or he did part of the work inside cabinetry, I believe it was. You can read that sign if you want to. Freeman Lake Park in Elizabethtown. And we're going to take this thing on a ride around the lake. So let's do it. Old Man's Adventures. See you in a second. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention in my last shot is this thing has no kicks, comes without a kickstand. Now I have ordered a kickstand from Amazon, and I intend to install it because I just like a bike with a kickstand. It's handy, it keeps from getting your bike scratched up when it falls over, all this stuff. I know a lot of people don't care for them, say they're dangerous, they add weight to the bike, but you know, if I'm worried about 200 grams of weight, then you know, I'm just overthinking it. So, you know, the kickstand, if I wanted to get rid of some of the weight on the bike, I'd get rid of those reflectors on the front and back wheel. It probably throws them out of balance anyway. Get rid of the dork disc. You know, there's a lot of ways to get rid of weight on a bike, but a kickstand is, in my opinion, is kind of like a crank. It's almost a have to. So anyway, let's get out of here and get her going. Here we go, Gravity Bullseye Monster. Well, so far it feels pretty good. The bars are a little narrow. That's another thing about that. I was looking at the bars, and they're smaller than regular mountain bike bars you usually see. These are smaller. I mean, they're the same diameter all the way, is what I'm saying. Mountain bike bars usually taper to a larger diameter at the where they mount to the stem. These do not. They're the same all the way. Coming up behind you. Today is the first sunny day we've had in 2 weeks. Weather's been horrible. Absolutely horrible. For bike riding anyway. It's a little chilly today. in the mid-40s, but gonna make the best of it. Weatherman said this morning that the thing that was going to make today nice was no wind. Look at that lake. There's a little bit of wind hitting me in the face right now. All right. Didn't quite make it. Whew. To the top. Oh gosh, I am out of shape, boys. All right. The drivetrain on this bike required absolutely no adjustment out of the box, which I like. There we go. Shift that front derailleur down into low. Behind you on a bike. Thank you. Morning. Wow, I'm not sure I like those narrow bars. I'm gonna have to stand. It makes you feel unstable. Another thing I'll bring up is while the shifters, the SRAM shifters I like, they're fine. They have good positive clicks. You can tell what you're doing. I kind of got used to not having windows to tell me and indicators about what gear I'm in, but that's okay. The issue that I'm going to bring up is the front derailleur. Normally on a 1x, morning. I'm good. How are you? Normally on a 1x, your front lever, which on the SRAMs it's a thumb, which I like. That's preferred over index finger shifting. And the front lever is usually an upshift, and the big lever in the back is normally a downshift. However, with the front derailleur, it's backwards. The big lever here is for a downshift or an upshift, and the little lever in the front is for a downshift. Oh me. These brakes do seem to require more pressure than hydraulic to get the same stopping power. However, I will say that I haven't properly bedded them yet, so that may make a huge difference. Yeah, it's as far as fitment goes, the seat is comfortable, by the way. Thought I'd mention that. Even though it wasn't a WTB, it is a comfortable seat. I think those that stem needs to come back just a little bit, and may need to rise a little bit more. I thought about ordering an adjustable stem just to see what that would be like, but I don't know if I'll do it on this one or not. But it would be nice to be able to sit more upright it needs wider bars. These are 680s, I think, and they're fine, but when I stand to pedal up a hill, I get the feeling that I'm a little unstable, and I don't understand why, but that little bit of difference would make that much difference. But yeah, I think it needs wider bars. Seems to be a good bike. Let's downshift. Okay, down in the small cog up front, and then upshift, so I don't run out of pedal at this speed. And wow, looks like I'm in 7th. There's 8th. I'm in the small sprocket in the rear and small sprocket up front. And it's just about where I was in maybe 5th gear on the big sprocket. Alright, let's back down a little bit. Okay. Wow. I see what the guys, a lot of reviews that I saw online before I ordered this bike talked about how they never use first gear in the small sprocket. I can see why. I'm running out of pedal now at this speed almost. I'm not doing any good. Okay, let's keep going. All right, there I am. That's low first, and that's low first, and it's ridiculously slow. Yeah, I mean, I could literally pedal this in this configuration as slow as a baby can crawl. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. All right, let's go back up. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Took a little bit to shift that time. And 8th. Okay. And shift back to the big sprocket. Coming up behind you. Thank you. Oh, today is December the 12th, and between Thanksgiving and Christmas, they at Freeman Lake Park, they run a display called Christmas in the Park. And so we'll go through that. You get to see the displays. Mallard over there. 2 mallards here. One out front here, swimming along. One on a log over there. 2 more there. I love mallards. Beautiful, beautiful ducks. like those green heads. Okay. Back to the Bullseye Monster.
Take them all over my wood floor.
Hi.
And like,
Yeah, I cannot fault this bike yet on anything. Nothing has, not as much so much as a creak or peep out of it. It is seems to be well balanced. I mean, I can no-hand it with pretty much with these. You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little gun shy since my accident and my shoulder surgery, but yeah. Now there's a display out there. Looks like a whale and dolphins. I'm sure the dolphins jump. We may not get to see all Christmas in the Park, but I'll show you most of it. Here, let's do this. Instead of staying on that I won't do this either, will I? Nope. You gotta do this. Okay. Oh, I can't do that either. Negative. Alright. They've got it roped off with lights. Okay, there's a Modern Welding's nativity. Watch for display guy wires. Yeah, that would be bad to get yourself hung. Of course, hopefully they didn't run any across about neck height. Okay, AGC Corporation, a glass company here in town. Over here we got Alltech. Of course, everybody knows who Alltech is. Wait a minute, this seat's twisting too. Yeah, I must not have the clamp tight enough. As you can see over there, that's the Hardin County E-Town Mountain Bike Club. My grandson was a member of that last year. He rode in several races. He got involved in high school soccer, and he quit racing with them. I think that's sad. I always liked watching him race. But anyway, nice display. I actually helped him last year build that sled. Cut it out of plywood and screwed it together. Helped him set it up. It's a nice display, it really is. Got the one bike in the front with the red nose taken off. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, thought you'd like taking a look at that. All right. Again, that's Hardin E-Town Mountain Bike Club. Here's Alltech again. Give you a shot of it. They're not as nice to look at in the daytime as they are in the night. At night, of course, you got all the lights on at night. This is Duke's E-Town Sporting Goods. Place where the kids all get their school jackets and everything. Here's Hardin County Water District, number 2. Ginger, we got some kind of house over in the middle. I can't tell who that's from. There's Fishbach, which is the local factory. There's the Sicilian Banks Christmas tree farm. Climate control. Looks like they have a choo-choo train taking off. First Baptist Church. Uh-oh. Yeah, that seat's getting looser and looser. I'm gonna have to stand the rest of the way, I believe. Bandstand display provided by Pressure Pros. I don't see anything on the bandstand, but I'm sure at night there's something's lit up down there. Yeah, I can't fault this bike on anything. It seems really well made. It's a bike that could probably easily be modded out. You know, put a suspension fork on the front. Of course, it'd be for a fat tire suspension fork. Probably a Max Light or something like that. I like Max Light. That's what I got on my e-bike. Fat tire e-bike. It's 34mm stanchions, which 34mm stanchion is pretty hefty, but it's a very light fork to be that big. So yeah, I'll maybe put one of those on it. Shorter stem, dress it up with some lock-on grips. These grips might be, I don't know how aggressive they would be if I'm wearing gloves. You know, I always wear gloves, and they're fine for wearing, you know, having gloves on, but they might be a little aggressive on bare hands. I put wider bars on it. And just a few little dabs of color. Maybe replace that VP stem cap with a colored stem cap, maybe red, maybe some red pedals. Some red grips, or red accented grips, and bar end plugs, lock-ons, of course, because I like lock-ons. These are not going anywhere. I don't know whether they're glued on or what, but they are definitely not going anywhere. I got gloves on, I can't twist them, so hooray for them. They did a good job putting these slip-on grips on. Okay, so we're almost back to the beginning. I hope it's been informative. hope you've learned a little about the Gravity Bullseye Monster. Seems to be, like I said, seems to be a very well made bike. A few things could be improved, but you know, I've never got on a bike that I didn't think something could be improved. So anyway, that's it for today. The Gravity Bullseye Monster. We rode it about 6 miles. Hello, Mr. Squirrel. We rode it about 6 miles today, and like I said, it's not made a peep. Seems to be very well made.